Hey, what's up? I'm Brandon.
I'm Isaiah.
I'm Elliot. I'm Nadir.
We're the Eeries, and you're hanging out with Rob right here on Front Row Live.
So tell me about the last couple months with you guys and the single that's been all over the place right now.
It's been busy, but we're excited. We've been playing a lot. We've been working a lot, and we're stoked to be doing that.
Yeah.
So how's this experience been, like the touring that you guys have been doing?
Well, touring is something we've done for most of our adult lives, and just nonstop. So it's pretty much business as usual. Although I have to say this is an amplified version of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely more rigorous. It's more intense. I think in August we did. I think we flew. We had 15 or 10 fly dates in 14 days. So we were. It was just like, that's a lot of flying and compact in a short amount of time.
A lot of miles. A lot of miles.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about the music a little bit. Right now, the thing that's going all over the place is EDM and pop, of course. So, I mean, like, what was the reason for you guys bringing the 90s, like, rock type of music back? And, like, did you guys get, like, hesitant about it because of how the music scene is right now?
I think we all grew up with playing rock music and stuff, and it's like one of those things we've all played our fair share of gigs with other people and stuff like that in different bands that we've had in our lives, and it just got to that point where it's like, why wouldn't we just play what we want to play,
And also, I don't categorize it as 90s rock. I look at it as guitar music and songwriting. I've never really gravitated towards scenes or genres or anything. I've always gravitated towards songwriters and songs, and loud guitars and rock and roll as a whole. Now, obviously, you can talk about subgenre after subgenre after subgenre, but at the end of it all, if you have a loud guitar, a melody, and you're up there, kicking ass, I just consider that rock and roll music. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now, prior to this tour, you guys did the radio tour, which you were telling me earlier was more acoustic than full band thing.
Sure, we did that. We also did a full band tour as well. Yeah.
So how different is it for you guys going from a tour with just acoustic guitars to like a full band tour? Is it a lot harder for you guys? Is it a lot easier?
Exciting, super exciting.
Well, we also like to reinvent it, though. That's the thing, is like we don't take it lightly. Like, we don't take, when somebody says, "Oh, hey, why don't you come play for us acoustically?" We don't just go, "Okay, here's our song that we played for you electric, but just stripped down or played more quietly on an acoustic instrument." When somebody asks us to play our songs acoustic, we like to reinvent it, look at it from a new perspective, and bring something new to the table, and not just rehash what you hear on the electric version. Like, we may extend some parts, we may take some parts out, we may do a completely different arrangement, which is most of the time we do a completely different arrangement. Yeah.
Now, when working on music, how does how does the band collaborate? Like, is there a specific writer? Do you guys write together? Like, how does that work for you guys?
Well, he kind of comes up with the songs, and then he brings it to us, and then we kind of put the Eeries finish on it, and everyone kind of puts their parts in it, and it kind of makes the magic that way.
Yeah. So I generally write the songs, like the melodies and the lyrics, and then we bring it together, and then we jam it out, and then we sit down and we hash out bass lines, and we hash out drum parts, and we hash out guitar riffs, and that's for me, that's the fun part. I'm super hyper analytical, so I love sitting there and working with each guy or Nadir, and going after, let's get this drum fill, this drum fill just fucking kicking ass, and let's get this oh, I'm hearing this guitar melody, and then we'll sit down with Brandon and we'll figure out some really cool guitar melody, and then whatever it may be, or with Elliot it's let's figure out the bass, let's take this bass and let's make it super dirty and gritty and make it just disgusting,
We'll spend a lot of time on these little details on one little part,
but they probably hate me for it,
At the same time, but then we go into the studio and we don't have to be like one of those bands where it's like, well, let me try a million different times and now I have to redo it, and then we're able to just record it live, straight up like a band live, in the old-fashioned way.
And that they just touched on something which is really kind of important to our sound, which is that we record on the floor live together to 2-inch tape. So there's no punching in, there's no punching out. It's full takes. There's no click. There's no click tracks either on 99.9% of the tracks. So the band really breathes and moves together. So you may not notice it, but like for instance, if you hear Cool Kid, it completely changes tempos. Like it totally moves. And if you're some sort of like music aficionado, you might look at us with snobbery and go, oh, screw those guys. The song is out of time. But no, it's not out of time. It's just that we're moving together in a natural fashion, because certain parts of the songs, or certain parts of that song, should be perhaps more laid back or more push more or whatever. It just kind of adds to the emotional side of it, in my opinion.
The organic of playing music. It's so organic in that way, I think.
Of course. Now, I mean, like, now that you just mentioned that, is that like what you guys are planning on doing for the debut album, or will it be a little different? Like,
the album's done. It's cut. Yeah, okay. It's done. Yeah.
You guys been working quick then.
Yeah.
We recorded the album in 4 days.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
At the Village. We went to the Village and recorded it. Yeah.
There's pretty much been no days off. It's been everything. It's like, oh no, this is happening.
Day off about a week ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So tell me a little bit more about the album. Like, how many tracks are we looking at? Is there a title, maybe a release
We
date?
recorded a bunch, and we're still picking which ones.
We're gonna whittle it down.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna whittle it down to 10. We'll do a like a bonus release with 2 extra songs probably. Like maybe those 2 extra songs will go on vinyl, or maybe that will be for like the overseas release. Maybe the overseas release, like the UK release, will have 12. We don't know yet. We have enough songs that we can play with and figure out the right sequence. We're not there quite yet. Also, I'm the kind of guy, I want to jump in one more day and see what comes out, see what happens. But I don't know. The album, like I said, it's there. It's ready to go. It's just a matter of
Politics and timing,
yeah,
label.
politics and timing, yeah.
Of course. But I mean, as you guys mentioned, like the organics when recording and stuff, like, what do you guys think is needed to fulfill an album? Like, what makes it a record?
Passion, integrity, just
what you do.
loving what you do. Yeah, it's simple as that. It's just love what you do and do it the best you can. Like, we didn't use a producer on the record, not because we're better than anybody else, but just because it felt right. We went in and we just said, you know what, we're going to do this ourselves. Actually, we didn't say we were going to do it. We were already doing it ourselves. So we kind of just figured, well, if Cool Kid's on the radio right now and it didn't take a like a producer to get it there, why not just stick with the formula, which is, like we explained the writing process. Like, that's the way we that's the way we did the record. We finished the record the same way that we wrote Cool Kid, for instance. Like,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah,
man.
exactly. And like this, like we said, just loving what you do and just making sure that we're happy with it first and foremost, and not worried about what other people's expectations are for it.
So, is Cool Kid like what we can expect the record would sound like?
That's one song on it. there's a lot of cool stuff on it.
There's peaks and valleys. It takes you places. There's songs that are pop song or more, I guess you'd say in the pop vein, where like Cool Kid, for instance. It's like yeah, whatever. You can call it a pop song and you can say, oh yeah, it's on the radio and whatever. But there's songs on the album that aren't meant for that. There's songs on the album that are just meant to, put on your headphones and chill out and lay in your bed and put on the record player and do whatever you do and go to sleep.
So it's definitely going to be an album that you want to have your ears open throughout the whole time. You got to be ready for it.
It's a cohesive
it'll
record.
Still sound
It's a piece
like
of art.
the Eeries, no matter what, you'll be able to be like, oh, that's the. I think those guys.
But there's definitely peaks and valleys, and definitely takes you through different soundscapes. It doesn't just stay in one sonic landscape. It doesn't just beat you over the head.
Many shades of the Eeries are shown on the record.
Movie coming soon.
50 Shades of the Eeries. Yeah, 50 Shades of the Eeries. Yeah.
So now that you guys are on tour, and obviously you're promoting the single right now, what are you guys playing live? Like, are you guys working on some of the album stuff on your live set, or are you guys playing other stuff?
We're playing a lot of songs off the record.
And
Yeah.
what's it been like with the fans?
They've been really and positive. We played
Jeez, dude.
night and
Last night
a lot
was-
of screaming. I was very happy.
Last night was incredible. San Francisco, you are amazing. Like, oh my God, that was an experience. Like that was awesome. Yeah. Like they were so receptive and so into it, and we had a lot of fun, just like bantering back and forth and vibing with them, and they're passionate about music up there, that's for sure. And
We talked with a lot of people, and everyone was very happy.
God, we were there for like 3 hours after the show, just signing autographs and talking to kids, and that's what it's about. Like, it's connecting, and like a lot of kids were kind of scared, and I thought that was strange. And I was like, dude, just come here, like talk to us. Like we don't bite, you know. So it's like, because I remember kind of being a kid and thinking like that guys in bands were unapproachable, and I don't want us to be that way. I want to be approachable. I want people to be like, oh.
So dinner at his house this weekend.
Yeah,
Everyone.
dinner at my house, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put the address and all that at the end of the video.
It's blinking right down the screen.
yeah.
Exactly. So after this tour, what do you guys have planned out to do? Are you guys gonna?
I've got an answer for that.
Oh, cool.
Not have pneumonia.
That would be ideal, man. I feel bad that you're doing it right now and the tour just started.
Yeah, the doctors advised that I cancel the entire tour, and I said, "Doctor, I cannot do that." And he looked at me very warily and said, "All right, buddy, like, good luck." And so I'm on day 2 of pneumonia and just bed rest and trying to keep it together. But for me, man, I need to sleep as much as possible. I'm looking well, that's what you asked. That's my point is I'm looking forward to sleeping and recovering and being able to breathe again. So yeah, I mean, they might have different answers than that.
I mean, last night went well considering the state. It's like it was. Hopefully it continues to go and he doesn't get worse. That's perhaps.
Just wait till the fans already know the lyrics and they just sing along for you.
I mean,
That'd
that's
be
kind of what
great.
happened. I mean, I knew I was blowing my voice out at the end of the set, and it was obvious, and I didn't give a shit. I was just like going for it, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going all out. I'm going for this, and I just said, you guys know the words of the song. It was cool, kid. I was just like, help me out. And they were so supportive, and it was just like, and they knew what I was going through, and they knew what I was dealing with, and they were right there screaming along, helping me out. And I'm like, that's what this is about. It's a communal experience. It's not just about us playing to you. It's about us reciprocating energy and playing to each other.
And that's just the start. So you can only imagine how much better that will be.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be a good journey.